welcome back to my channel. My name is Anne. If you don't know me, it is great to meet you, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to be filming a kind of Q&A style video for you guys. It's been a really long time since I've filmed one of these. The last one I filmed, I believe, was with my best friend slash sister-in-law, and that was back when I was living in our old place, so it has definitely been a while, and I have gotten some new questions. I did kind of harass my friends, and I was like, what do you want me to ask? Or what do you want to ask me? Because yeah, so if you are one of those people that I asked to ask me questions, thank you very much, and I will be answering them all for you today, and I hope that you guys enjoy the video. So we're just gonna jump right in. Alrighty, so the first couple questions, actually a lot of questions, got asked from me by my best friend Rebecca, who I have known since I was a baby, since I was born. She has grown up with me, so she actually asked me a lot of really good questions that she doesn't know, I don't think, so I'm going to go ahead and answer these ones. Favorite Vampire Diaries character? This is really hard because I love the show Vampire Diaries. I watched the whole thing. My friend Rebecca did get me into it, and I'm so thankful because I love that show so much. But probably Damien. Like, out of all of them, Damien is probably my favorite. It was like kind of a toss-up between Stefan and Damien and Elena, but I love Damien so much. He's so funny and sarcastic and just the best. Like, he has such like a dark side, and then you find out, like, you know, he has the sweeter side later on. Like, he's like an asshole in the beginning, and then he's like nice. So yeah, I really like Damien out of all of the characters in that show. She asked me what my favorite eyeshadow palette is currently, and that's a really hard question. Rebecca. Honestly, that's such a hard question. If I had to choose between two, or like if I had to choose two out of all of the ones that I have, it would probably be either the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette, which I know you can't get anymore, I don't think. I think they might still have it on Ulta, but it's such a good palette, and there's so many colors in here and so many different looks that you can create. I created my whole eye look today using this palette, and it's very versatile. Like, you can create very dramatic or very neutral eye looks with this, and I love this palette so much, and the colors blend amazingly. Or a more expensive option is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I just love all of the shades in here, especially like the orangey brown kind of shades. They're just right up my alley, and I reach for this almost every single day, regardless of what makeup look I'm doing. This is one of the palettes that I'm just always down to grab. My go-to lazy makeup look. This is kind of interesting because even when I'm in a huge hurry, I still do as much as I possibly can, but the first things that I do go towards are brows, liner, lashes, and concealer. And with concealer, I can like spot conceal with it and everything like that, and also probably bronzer. So those things are probably the things that I would do on a lazy makeup day. They're the things that I gravitate towards every single time I'm doing my makeup, and they're kind of like necessities. So if I was to do a lazy day makeup look, I would probably still have all of those things in my makeup, and probably highlight, because I mean, you know. Show that you're obsessed with, and this got asked by another person as well. Beth, my sister-in-law, asked me kind of a similar question, and my favorite character from that show. So right now, the current show that I'm obsessed with, and probably favorite TV show currently anyway, I haven't even finished it yet, but The Office. I love The Office so much. It's so funny, and it always just like is able to lift my spirits and make me laugh, and I love all the characters in it. If I had to choose a favorite character, it would probably be Dwight. He's just so funny and always makes me laugh, and he's just so ridiculous, and I just love it I love him so much. Rebecca asked me what my Chipotle order would be. It kind of varies on if I want a burrito or a burrito bowl, but probably white rice, steak, black beans, white rice, black beans, steak, said that wrong, And then I usually will get either pico or the verde salsa, and then sour cream, cheese, and lettuce, and sometimes I'll get queso. I do really like guac, but it's just like something I don't really need, and sometimes I'll get chips and guac anyway, so yeah, it's not super exciting, but I do really, really love it. Or I will get the sofritas with the fajita veggies, and that's also super duper good. No makeup at all, or no new clothes for the rest of your life. Oh my god. No. I can't answer this. This is so difficult. No new clothes for the rest of your life. Okay, no makeup, hands down. Because I mean, your body like changes as you get older, and like especially when you're old, like you're gonna want different clothing, like different shoes, especially. Your shoes are gonna wear down. And like if you get like pregnant, like your clothes are gonna stretch out and like stuff like that. So definitely no makeup. Like that's a really tough choice, but I would have to go with clothes just because it's more practical, and I don't really need makeup as much as I tell myself that that's not true. I don't need it. It's just an enjoyment, and it's like an accessory. So yeah. Favorite drink. This is kind of difficult. This is interesting because automatically I want to say coffee, but honestly I really, really love the matcha lattes from Starbucks. They're so good, especially when you get like vanilla or peppermint in them. They're just so heavenly and so delicious. Or you don't have to get anything in them. They're just really good. You can get them hot or iced or with coconut milk or whatever, and like they're just so yummy and delicious, and right now that is what I've been loving. But like a more basic one would probably be coffee. Most embarrassing childhood story. This is the first one that I could think of that popped into my head. Also, I did turn a light on, so if I'm a little brighter, that is why. So this happened when I was probably like 6 or 7 years old, so pretty young. I got a bow and arrow set for, like, I think they might have been my brother's, but I was just playing around with them. And they are like pretty legit arrows. Like they could definitely hurt somebody. But you know, he was just using them for like target practice and stuff like that, like just shooting at like a target, you know. But I had gotten a hold of them and I was playing around with them. I would shoot them at like trees or whatever. I got the great idea to shoot one up into the sky, just like straight up. I didn't know where it went. It kind of just disappeared. I think I saw it go over the neighbor's fence, but I honestly don't really remember. The neighbor came to my mom like that day, later that day. I wasn't there for this, but apparently I had shot the arrow into their backyard and it had gone 4 inches deep into the soil. And they were really, really upset because they are dog sitting and they also have a dog of their own. So if that arrow had hit that dog or their other dog, like, oh my god. I can't believe I was that reckless and didn't think. But I mean, I was a kid. Like, I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but like, I didn't think that it was going to go all the way over the fence type of thing. So I just didn't think that through, obviously, as with everything I do in life. So yeah, they were really, really upset with my mom, and my mom got really, really upset with me, and I was grounded for like 2 weeks. So yeah, that's definitely a really terrible thing that I did, and pretty embarrassing. I should have probably apologized to the neighbors, but I wasn't there for the conversation. I think I must have been at like a dance class or something. I don't really know. So yeah, there's that. Favorite memory with childhood best friend, which is Rebecca, her, the one that's asking all these questions. Honestly, my favorite childhood memory would probably just be hanging out with her. I do remember this one time, she and her mom like surprised me with a birthday party, and it was like a little tea party, and it was super duper cute and fun. Like, I was pretty little, I don't remember how old I was, but like it was just so sweet of them, and like it just showed that they really do like really care, and it it was just so nice and so fun, and like, I don't know, I think that happened. If not, I don't know, maybe I'm like dreaming about it. Rebecca, if you see this video, let me know. I'm pretty sure that happened. There was another time that they also surprised me for my birthday as well. So I guess I must have just been forgetting that it was my birthday a lot. And then also just playing Mario Kart in her basement, just hanging out, eating popcorn, watching TV shows. That was just a highlight of our childhood, and I will never forget those days. What advice would I give to my 12-year-old self? You're doing great, sweetie. I would probably just say something along the lines of, you know, just be yourself. And I mean, that sounds so cliche, but just don't care as much about what other people think of you, because everybody's gonna have their own opinion and everybody's gonna have their own thoughts of, you know, what you should grow up to be or what you should be doing right now to get that far. But like, you're 12 years old and you don't need to have like all this pressure on yourself. You don't need to put all this pressure on yourself. You know, just, oh my god. Making me really emotional. In all reality, I would tell myself to spend more time with my grandparents. Just to spend more time with my grandparents, because my grandpa passed away a couple years ago and I miss him so much, and I really treasure the small memories that I have with him, and I wish that I had created more. So, you know, just saying probably like yes more often to my parents, like when they were gonna go visit them and stuff. Like, I wish that I had just gone more. So that's not really advice, but it's just something that I wish that I had done differently. But advice would definitely just be to cherish those moments with those people, because you just never know. Like, it just seems like everything kind of goes by so quickly, and I'm 21 now, so that was quite a while ago, but there's still so many memories just from when I was that old that I really treasure and am so thankful for. I'm gonna stop being an emotional wreck now. Thank you very much, Rebecca, for that emotional inducing question. And then the next question kind of goes hand in hand with the last one. If time travel were real, past or future? I say past because I don't want to ruin the surprises and plans that God has in store for me. I still want things to kind of be like a mystery. Like, I understand that it would be super beneficial in some ways, so you can like prepare and maybe change your future. But I believe that everything kind of has to come with its ups and downs. So definitely past, just so that way I could look back on those memories and refresh them in my mind. The last question is favorite holiday, and I would have to say Christmas, because I know it can get stressful and everything, but it's so wonderful just to be able to give people gifts and receive them in return. Like, people are just so kind around Christmas. I mean, and just being able to just spend time with my family and with my loved ones, and like going to parties and seeing everybody, and all like the festive lights and everything. It just makes me so happy, and it makes my heart feel so full. So Christmas for sure. And then if I had to choose a second, it would be the 4th of July or Independence Day, just because it's just, I don't know, it's just magical to me to be able to watch fireworks. Like, that's my favorite thing about that's my favorite thing. I just love being able to kind of sit on the grass on like a warm summer night and watch fireworks. It's just one of my favorite things to do. The next bunch of questions were asked by my good friend Mehr, who is also the editor and will be editing this video, so hi. He asked me, do I have any siblings? And yes, I do. I actually have a pretty big family. I am the youngest of 6 kids, so I have 5 older siblings, 4 brothers, and 1 sister. So we all grew up homeschooled, so it was a pretty busy household for a little while until we reached high school, and then we all kind of started doing our own things, and of course some people moved out by the time I was in high school. So but yeah, growing up it was definitely busy and fun, and I love all of my siblings with all of my heart. What is your favorite pet, or I assume animal? Favorite animal would probably have to just be dogs. I love dogs so much, or otters, except I can't have an otter as a pet, but I love them so much. And dogs are a close second, you know, to otters. I have so many favorite animals. I love animals so much, but dogs are just, they just have a special place in my heart. I would love to have a cat one day, but I am unfortunately allergic to cats, so that really stinks. I didn't used to be, and then I just kind of randomly got allergic, so that kind of really sucks. But I grew up with dogs and I love them, and they will always have a special place in my heart. They are just sweet, sweet angels that deserve all the love. Best video game you played and favorite memory of it. This is hard because I haven't really played a whole lot of video games or computer games in general. I'm trying to think. If I had to choose, like, I've played more computer games probably than video games. And I played this one not that long ago, but Mark of the Ninja is such a good game. You can get it, I believe, on Steam. It's a really, really fun game. It's pretty difficult, actually. And it has an actually really fun storyline behind it as well. So yeah, if I had to choose one, that would probably be it. The ending kind of totally threw me for a loop. I think it's just because I didn't quite understand, but it was just super, kind of an intense ending, and it kind of like, I was like, oh my god, like what? So yeah, that's a really, really good game if you ever want to check it out. What was the craziest moment of my life? I want to say my wedding day, but honestly, like, my favorite, the craziest moment of my life was when I got engaged. Like, nothing will ever probably compare to that moment besides, like, well, okay, I can't say that for sure, but it's one of my favorite memories, and it also is just kind of crazy because growing up, like, I didn't envision myself even getting married until I was probably 25. So I got engaged when I was 18. So, you know, it's just kind of a crazy thought to know that I was engaged that young and I got married at 19. So yeah, like, it's just something crazy that's always kind of one of the happiest thoughts, is just that I got engaged. I know I'm not making a whole lot of sense, but like, just that whole day in general was just so magical. And then when he got down on one knee in the middle of the snow, just my heart just like exploded, and I feel so happy right now just thinking about it. So yeah, that's probably one of the craziest moments in my life. What is your vision of your channel in 2 years? This is a really good question, and I honestly, it's hard to say because right now I'm just such a small channel, but I hope to have, you know, a little amount of subscribers. Like, I don't really care about that so much, but, you know, hopefully I will be a little further into the growth than I am now. So yeah, and then I just hope to still be loving it and, you know, making videos because I want to, and because I care about making other people happy, and, you know, being helpful with my channel. Like, I just want to be helpful and have people comment and say that, you know, my videos made their day better or something like that. Like, that's one of my goals when I created this channel, is just to, you know, bring a little bit of joy and funniness and light to people's lives. How is married life? Asked by a single person. Married life is one of the most amazing things that could have ever happened to me. It's definitely had its ups and downs, but overall, like, it's one of the craziest things that you will probably ever experience, and I mean that in, like, the best way possible. It's such, like, a different feeling than anything I've ever experienced before, and I don't know really how to explain it, but you just feel so much more empowered, and you feel like, I feel like when you find the right person, you feel like you can do anything because they just support you through anything that you want to do, and they're there to, you know, help you along the way and give you good advice and just be there for you whenever you need them, and that's such a magical feeling to have. What do you do after a rough day to cheer yourself up? Usually the first thing I'll do is I will rant to somebody kind of about like how crappy it was. But then I'll just try to go home and just relax, and sometimes I'll take like a bath or something, or watch a show and just, you know, watch some YouTube videos or something funny to kind of cheer myself up and get myself out of that mindset. If I'm really upset, then I will journal about it. That always seems to kind of help, just to put things out on paper, and then you can look at it and like look at it kind of from like outside of the box. I feel like that's really a helpful thing to do that I have found that I should probably do more. And then just talking to my friends and talking to my husband about it just always really help. They always help me to feel more validated in my feelings, because sometimes I'll be like, am I freaking out about this? And sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not, but they can always kind of put things into perspective for me a little bit. And if I'm like freaking out or feeling really anxious, they're really good at just calming me down and telling me like, you know, it's gonna be okay, it's not the end of the world, whatever happens, happens. Or whatever did happen, you know, it's not you, it's usually, I mean, if it was, then, you know, you need to fix it, obviously, but if it's something else, then, you know, it's just part of life, and just talking to my friends about those sort of things really helps me. My favorite food, this is so hard because I love all food, almost all food. It definitely used to be lasagna. Like, lasagna is so special to me, especially my mom's lasagna. Oh my god. But it's kind of a toss-up at this point between like lasagna and sushi and like pho and just like noodles in general. So a combination of those general things, but most of them involve noodly type of things, or yeah. I'm gonna just leave that there. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? I love pineapple on pizza, but I am unfortunately allergic to it now, which is so dumb. I didn't used to be, and then just one day I randomly ate a bunch, and then I started having the worst stomach pain of my entire life, and that has happened ever since I have tried it. And it makes me really sad because it used to be my favorite fruit, and now I can't have it. What will be the first game you will play if you get a PS4? I would love to get a PS4, but it's kind of hard to say what game I would play. Mostly because like I don't really keep up with like the new games that are coming out, just because like I do have an Xbox, but like there's so many games that I still have to play because like I have only had a little bit of experience with the Xbox, so it's like there's so many games out there that are probably worth trying that have been out for such a long time, so it's hard to say. Honestly, like maybe it's lame, but I feel like I would really love to play Final Fantasy. I feel like that's a game that I would really enjoy. So I'm gonna say that, or probably just like the new Spider-Man. I think that either of those would be super duper fun. But aside from that, I'm really not sure. There's so many games and like so many options, so you can't expect me to narrow it down to just one, okay? Next couple questions are from my best friend Beth, and who is also my sister-in-law. She asked me, would you rather never eat sushi again or pho? This is such a hard question. That's so difficult because there's so many good aspects of both things, but I would probably have to say that I would rather never eat pho again, which breaks my heart to say that out loud. But with sushi, I feel like there's just a lot more options, versus with pho, it's kind of one of those things that you can only get so many versions of. But more or less it's always the same thing, if that makes sense. Like with sushi, kind of the same, but like I don't know. I think I would just overall pick sushi. That's just me. Favorite things about my faith. This is such a good question and something that I have never really thought about. My favorite things would probably just be the environment that I grew up with. my family always like prayed together on Sunday nights and in the evenings, and we always went to church together. And church is just something that has always kind of like brought us together and brought our and prayer has always just kind of brought us together. So those are things that I just really, really love about my faith, is just how it can kind of bring people together and teach them to love and respect and forgive, and just the memories that it's already created for me just growing up and getting married in my church and everything. Like, those are just all such wonderful things that I am so grateful for my faith, grateful to my faith for. She also asked me best thing about being married and the hardest part of being married. The best thing about being married is kind of what I touched on before. You just always have that person there for you who is going to support you and love you through everything. So that's definitely the best part, you know, like you're marrying your best friend, basically. At least that's who I married, is my best friend. And it's like you just have that person there every single second, and it's just so wonderful. Except like they're your best friend, but they're also so much more than that, you know. Like, obviously they're not exactly like they're your best friend, but yeah, just having that person that you can just share so many memories with, and just know that down the road, like, you're gonna start a family together and you're gonna just have all these crazy adventures and plans and travels. Like, it's exciting and it's inspiring, and I'm just super duper happy about that. And then the hardest part is probably just being away from that person. Like, at least for me, like, I'm a very like I really love like affection, like hugs and stuff like that. So whenever like I have to spend a couple nights like without him, or just be away from him for a long time, like a super long day at work, or when he's gone for a really long time at work, like it's just hard, like, because you just get lonely, and like nothing can really compare to him being there. So yeah, that's probably one of the harder things, and I'm sure there's other hard things like arguing or whatever, but like if I had to think of something like off the top of my head, that's what it would be. Worst customer service experience, and she asked me to kind of touch on both sides of this, with me being the customer and also me serving the customer. So the worst customer service experience that I had was when my mom and a couple of my siblings and I went to this antique store. It wasn't quite like an antique store, like nothing was like cheap, like it was all like really expensive stuff. And this guy was just kind of being a know-it-all with my mom, and he was being kind of like rude and like wouldn't let her talk or like anything. Like, my mom knows a lot of like history. She's a very, very smart, knowledgeable lady. My mom knows like a decent amount of knowledge on like history and like stuff like that, and like when things happened in history. I'm not that way at all. But this guy kind of just like kept talking her ear off, and like would say something that was inaccurate, and my mom would try and correct him, and he would just kind of like talk over her and be like louder and like stuff like that. And it was just like really awkward, and like us, like we were just like over there like around the store kind of like listening to it, like, oh my god, like this guy won't shut up. And then my mom just got like so frustrated that like we ended up leaving, because she said that she just had to like end the conversation. She said she wasn't feeling well, so she just ended the conversation like that, because this guy just would not stop talking and would not let her talk at all. It was really, really rude. Worst customer service experience for me was probably this one time when I was cutting this old creepy man's hair. I say creepy because he was legit creepy. He was, like, things were going well, and like I know that old people sometimes can like lose their filter and stuff, but like he should not have been there by himself, like, at all. Like, it was like he should have had somebody there you know, telling him, you know, don't say these things, whatever. Like, the fact that nobody was makes me think that this guy was genuinely being creepy, and like, you know, that he didn't just like lose his filter or whatever. But like, he was this really old guy, and like, he was just saying all of these really creepy things to me while I was cutting his hair, and it was making me so uncomfortable. And even like when he left, he said something really creepy, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna like say the things he said, but like, it was just so uncomfortable, and I cannot believe that I didn't like say something or be like, hey, you know, I can't cut your hair anymore if you're gonna keep talking like that. Like, this was when I first started hairstyling, and this was like my first ever job, so I didn't know like the proper protocol or what to do, but I should have stood up for myself, and I'm so mad at myself. And if I could go back to that moment, I would have been so mad. But I just finished his haircut and sent him on his way. But like, not okay. Not okay. Should have definitely said something or been like, nope, not cutting your hair anymore, bye. So yeah, my good friend Sarah asked me a couple questions as well. She asked me, am I scared of anything? Yes. I am scared of a lot of things. On a more serious note, I'm scared of losing the people that I love, specifically my husband. I'm just scared of anything ever happening to him. And then I'm scared of heights, and like, I can't go and like look over a ledge. Like, I can't like look down, like, oh, it gives me like the heebie-jeebies, like, like, there's those videos on YouTube of like those people in different countries who like climb to like the top it, like the highest skyscraper, like they climb the outside of the highest skyscraper, and it's so scary to me. Like, I cannot watch those without feeling like dizzy and like so awkward and uncomfortable. Like, I just She asked me, are ethics important to you in terms of makeup companies? And yes, definitely. This did not used to be a thing that I thought about ever, but yes, definitely. Like, how, like, for example, I do try my best to buy cruelty-free products. That's a really big thing in my book, is just trying to buy cruelty-free things as best as I can, doing my research about the company before purchasing. And it is hard because sometimes you can't always find what you need in a cruelty-free option, which is really sad. But I do my best to research the brand before I buy something from them. Like, when it comes to eyelash companies, I'm really careful, because some eyelash companies will say things like, our mink lashes are ethically sourced, and like the animals are not harmed, and like the mink, we brush the mink's fur, I don't like, and whatever. I'm like, no, okay, it's near impossible, in my opinion. Like, there's no way that these minks are not being like kept in little cages and stuff. Like, they are not being treated well. Like, and even if there was a way to like brush them, like, they are like wild creatures, and they are not probably very nice. They're frisky, like, they probably have to get sedated if that did happen. So it's not like, I just don't believe any company really that says that their mink lashes are ethically sourced. Like, so I always just buy artificial fake hair lashes, and they work great. I've never had any issues. So yeah, really, for me, there's no reason to buy things like mink lashes or silk lashes when I can just buy fake hair ones, and they look just as good, in my opinion. She asked, if you had to give up bacon or coffee, which would it be? I hate this question with every part of my being. Probably bacon, because I crave coffee on a daily basis way more than I crave bacon. Yeah, it would have to be bacon, although like, I love the smell of it, and if I smell bacon, I will immediately crave it. So that's difficult, but also with coffee, it's kind of the same way, but I feel like I'm more likely to smell coffee, like when going to a coffee shop or something, than I am to smell bacon. What is my favorite supermarket? Probably King Soopers. Like, I want to say Target, but it's honestly probably King Soopers because I can always find like every single grocery that I need there, and I've always found the produce to be good there. Like with going to like Walmart or Target sometimes, and even Safeway sometimes, like the produce can be kind of like eh. So I like King Soopers for that reason, and I can always find what I need there, so yeah. Favorite candy bar is Twix or maybe Kit Kat. It used to be Snickers, but I feel like I've kind of moved on because it's just super duper rich. Versus Twix, like it's just like caramely and crunchy and like chocolatey. Oh my god. And Kit Kats are just crunchy and delicious. So yeah, wow, that was a lot of questions. Oh my god. Okay, you guys, that completes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will be responding to them. And follow me on all of my other social media stuff. As always, everything will be listed in the description below. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye. Focus on the brush so you can focus on my face. Oh my god, that light is so awful. But it makes it look better. Hi, my name's Anne. Welcome to my overly dramatic life. Hello, this is my face. Please focus on it. You know what's so weird is how people like in like the olden days used to like pinch and like slap their cheeks to like make them look pink. Like that wears off, so like don't you have to like whack your cheeks like every like 10 minutes to get them pink again? Like makes perfect sense, right? Oh my god. Did I seriously forget? I'm like so paranoid of not being in focus for this video because like that happened at the end of my last video and I was so mad. This is the last one, I promise. The cloud is so pretty. I'm gonna fall out of my chair. I can't honestly tell if I'm in focus. My husband is preparing to leave, but if you can hear a humming sound, that is him sitting in the driveway doing nothing right now. Probably looking at his phone. Leave.